Jace. However, they were able to take down a turret in bot lane for Noxus. Due to that, we see Vi is just prowling in mid, waiting for an opportunity to come in. But it looks like she's gonna go up top, and we can see that she's targeted Swain, so it'll be interesting to see if another gank comes his way. He is out of position. We see that Equalizer has gone down on Rumble, and we do see that Swain does not have his ult. He does not have Flash. He is just going to keep getting hit. Ignite goes down on him. He is surely going to go down. But fortunately, Mundo comes in. We see Decrepify going down, and that is enough to keep Swain alive. Nicely countered by Mundo. In mid, we see that Blitzcrank has gone in and that there is currently 3 against 1. We see that Draven just goes down, and we see that Talon is just going to take down Rumble up in top lane. That being said, they're probably just going to let the minions do their job. They're going to take out top turret, and that means that you're going to see top and bot lane roaming a lot more. So we see LeBlanc has gotten the idea that, oh, they could possibly be doing Dragon, most likely because they haven't warded. So they're going to have to back off of that simply because of the fact that now pretty much all of Noxus is in the area. They know that they know, and so Piltover is going to make the wise decision and not engage against a LeBlanc, Talon, and Dr. Mundo that was in the area. We do see that Blitzcrank tried to make a pool, but unfortunately he wasn't able to. We see an ult from Talon. We see LeBlanc has gone ahead and snared, and she does get that kill. She makes the distortion towards Blitzcrank to possibly make a move, but decides against it and pops right back. We see that Vi is back, and she is pretty healthy. The silence ult coming down from Blitzcrank, however, LeBlanc is able to get that kill as well. Looking at LeBlanc's build, she has gone for a lot of cooldown reduction, and rather than going for a Philosopher's Stone, she did go for that Cage's Lucky Pick to get that gold and also bonus ability power. Swain did try to use his Never move in order to see maybe if blue buff for Piltover was up, but yet again, they were unable to. It just actually went up. So this will certainly be the first dragon going to Noxus, bringing their gold total to 5,500 gold. Very commanding lead, 13-9, 3 turrets. All of the initial outer turrets are gone for Noxus, on behalf of Noxus for Piltover, I should say. So, yet again, just a really dominant lane phase. We're just going to see Swain going up, getting some more farm. At 21 minutes in, he's at 164 farm. He currently has the most farm in this game, and you can tell, actually, that is Draven, huh? Didn't know that Draven and Swain were the same. Swain has opted to get a Haunting Guy, so it looks like he will be going for more spell penetration and also for more of a burn focus, trying to use his abilities in conjunction with one another to just do more damage overall. It looks like Piltover did ward in bot lane, however, they were too late in order to stop the dragon. We do see that there are wards going down for Piltover within their own jungle. They are doing really frantic jobs in trying to stop any kind of Noxus invasion. Yet again, Blitzcrank dropping wards from his Sight Stone, and that's going to be enough to potentially stop Swain from going in. However, he does get grabbed, he does get knocked up, and that is more than certainly a dead Swain. He burns his flash, he gets ignited, and that is it. He is killed by Jace. Jace taking that blue buff, just going to have so much harass on him with that poke, with that acceleration gate. Nicely played. Yet again, that was a really unfortunate move on behalf of Swain to be present within the jungle, but Blitzcrank did a really good job of positioning and ensuring that everybody was ready before initiating with that knock up in that pool. However, that being said, it does not appear as if Piltover is going to be able to siege a turret as well. Yet again, they have great poke damage, but in terms of sheer tankiness, if they were to engage underneath the turret for Noxus, they will not win that exchange, especially with Rumble up in top lane. We do see that Mundo is heading top. He might be putting down a ward at Baron. Does not look like he's going to do that. He's just going to go up and get some farm. He's going to go up and basically push Rumble off from getting a turret, from giving everybody in Piltover global gold. Alright, and we see that Noxus is beginning to look to siege that initial turret. We see that LeBlanc utilized Distortion, possibly looking to get a snare in. We see an Ezreal ult, we see a Rumble ult. Ezreal does get the first turret for Piltover. We see that Mundo is just getting kills. LeBlanc takes out Vi. We see that Draven goes down to Jace. And unfortunately, we see that Swain is kind of stuck in the back. He's able to take out Jace. However, his mana is running low, but he is able to deter both of them away. He does have blue buff now from Jace, and he is just going to continue to harass, continue to heal, and Rumble is just not able to compete. We see that Ezreal is coming up from the backline. It looks like he could be trying to come in to get a kill or two. However, he is going to be chased away by Talon, and he is just going to have to retreat through the river. He is being chased down by Mundo. He is slowed. He has briefcases everywhere. He is able to get across. However, it looks like Mundo and Talon are just going to try to essentially put him in a trap. He does run back. Mundo is missing the briefcases. It looks like this is going to be the great chase for Ezreal, and it looks like Mundo will burn his ultimate in order to catch up. That way, Ezreal is not able to get away. Meanwhile, while he was doing that, Swain killed Blitzcrank, and it looks like Jace is just going to come in and possibly try to initiate onto Swain. Swain utilizes Never Move, he utilizes Decrepify, he has ulted, and it looks like it could very well be a kill for Jace simply due to his sheer amount of damage potential and due to Swain's low health pool. Blue buff going back to Jace. It looks like the two of them are just happy to swap back and forth. Honestly, Swain really should have gone back at that. That was really nicely initiated by Jace. We see that Swain picks up some more health items. We don't see that he has upgraded to level 2 boots yet, whereas it seems that the only other people that have yet to do that are supports and, well, almost everybody on Piltover. So we see, yet again, Jace is just happy to farm in bot lane. He's just getting as much gold as he can. We see Rumble has picked up a Haunting Guise as well to get that penetration. He has a little bit of lifesteal and some gold for 5, so he's not going to be hemorrhaging as much as he once was. We see that Piltover has spotted the 3 Noxians going into their jungle. However, with no objectives present, the only thing that they can really do is ward, and that's really all they can do. We see Swain is going in to get that blue buff, and that'll be a very easy thing for him to get. Swain just has so much damage potential, and once he puts Torment down, essentially that blue buff is at half health. We see that Talon goes in, silences. We see that Mundo is just briefcasing away, and Talon gets the kill. Top lane, X-South as Draven and Pandajon as LeBlanc are able to keep Rumble, Jace, and Vi away, and also Ezreal. So Ezreal is just going to try and poke away. Acceleration Gate goes down in order to get everybody to back off. We see Swain has rejoined the fight. There's Equalizer going off for Rumble. However, that's only really going to dissuade them from taking the turret, and that's really going to be a lot of damage down. Right now, it just looks like Noxus is just waiting in order to get that next wave. We see that LeBlanc's passive does proc. We see that she is utilizing her Mimic in order to slightly confuse them. Her minion of sorts goes down. Interestingly enough, we did see that Jace did pick up a very early Iceborne Gauntlet, and that really is doing a lot of good work. We see that Swain gets picked up by a Rocket Grab. However, he is in the middle of the team. He is able to do a lot of damage. We see that Ezreal is able to kill LeBlanc, and we do see that Rumble is going to barely... Nope, there he goes. Rumble is going to barely escape. We see that Swain was able to pick up a few kills, double kill for Talon, and yet again, Blitzcrank and Rumble are solo. They just have to back off. That's essentially a free exchange. And my apologies. That was actually Draven that did a lot of damage that fight. Yet again, X-South on Draven, really great. That being said, there are pings going down for Noxus. They just realized, holy cow, there's a massive wave pushing down at our bottom turrets, and that's not something that they want to lose. So at nearly 30 minutes into the game, we see that the gold lead is about 6,000 for Noxus. We see that there are currently 5 turrets down for Piltover to only 1 for Demacia. And it's just beginning to look like a really great shutdown on behalf of Noxus. 21 kills to 15 in favor of Noxus. So yet again, the game is still incredibly close and it can go either way. However, the hyper-aggression from that LeBlanc and Draven lane has really made Ezreal, unfortunately, not that useful. We see an Ezreal ult comes down, but Swain is able to grab it. We see that everybody is going to collapse onto Mundo. Mundo is going to go down due to an Iceborne Gauntlet proc, and also due to him not having his ultimate up at that time, having used it earlier to escape from taking that red buff. We see Vi is going to go down, and she's going to try and aggress. We see that there are 4 members of Piltover down in the bot lane, so it'll be a little bit of a siege, it'll be a little bit of a defend. We see Blitzcrank is keeping LeBlanc away, possibly trying to get into position. LeBlanc has to go the long way around. Rocket Grab is down. We see Swain was in the jungle, rather in the bush right there, and he's unable to get Jace's bubble down from his Banshee's Veil. So Jace is just going to be able to walk away without really taking any damage. So that was nicely played by Jace. Yeah, I know. I have a bad habit of calling Piltover Demacia Spag Deity, so it's pretty much because they are the same faction to me, and if I continue to do so, I apologize, but I think I've mentioned it a few times that I don't mean to do that.
Accelerate.
It does appear as if the streams were off by a bit. I will go off of what you guys currently have on screen. Yet again, we are looking at that bot lane aggression that I was mentioning earlier. We do see Rumble able to keep LeBlanc away. And yet again, it's just going to be an attempted siege by Piltover in order to try to get that bottom turret. Yet again, Noxus is just going to be able to clear with that Talon, with Draven, and unfortunately, they're just not going to be able to capitalize on that well. So we're just going to see everybody kind of go in, and Noxus is just going to continue to strongly push that bottom lane. We see that Rumble is still pushing that top lane very, very, very slowly, but we do see Mundo going in order to stop that advance. And shout out to all the people in Twitch. I actually do not speak English as my first language, despite appearances, so apologies if I completely and totally butcher your name. You can feel free to call me out. Now, we're looking back into the jungle, and we're seeing that Jace is doing a little bit of harass, having had vision, but we are simply just looking at them head towards that mid. It looks like they're going to go ahead and grab LeBlanc. LeBlanc is not going to be able to get out of there in time. Her passive does proc. However, she is able to double dash thanks to her ultimate, so she's able to make it out alive. We see that Rumble did take a lot of didn't really get much accomplished in top lane. We did see Blitzcrank was heavily injured in that, and we see that Vi is charging up to go in, but she decides differently and goes the other way. Rumble did position himself to go in just in case there was a team fight in mid, but seeing as how there is none, he is just going to go and get a little bit of farm in the jungle, and he is just going to be quite happy to go back into top lane.